It's time for some more Killerball Boyos, the challenge in which we play all 43 killers in any order you like, and we try to capture as many unique survivors as possible. That way we can complete our survivor decks. On last episode, we played as the Spirit and we managed to get a 4K, and we captured our unique survivor. We was doing pretty good until we lost it all in a 0-kill game with the Oni that made us really humbled. Let's see if the Psyche killers this time can turn the statics around and get us some more kills, especially now that friendship with the Oni is over. Get out of here, man. Now, let's get into some real games with some real killer this time, shall we? Alrighty, back to Killerball. Matches 21 and 22 with one thing in our mind. Revenge. And we start the first game with Vecna 1.0, the Leech. In not a really good map for us, the Trickster Delusion is considered a very survivor-sided match, but we start chases right off the bat. And as you can see, no mercy is going to be shown this game. Not even one. We find an AFK Shane right at the start of the game, and we get him to the basement as soon as we can. This has two purposes. One, to get pressure early, and two, to demoralize the team. Make them more prone to give up, make them more prone to make mistakes. And like I said in the promotional video, any tactic is valid, including guarding this basement hook. Nobody's getting close, not even this Lara. Here I make a play with the skeletons, just so you know you can crouch them if they are about to hit you, but since the place had a little bit more elevation, I managed to hit the Lara. And as I'm coming up of the stairs of the basement, I see that actually our psychological tactic ended up working out. We get the Meg there as well. I was trying to find the Meg on the other side of the map. Turns out that Shane died on first hook in the basement, and I was thinking she wasn't going to go for the unhooks. And as you can see with attunement, I can see that all three of them are still hanging around. Let's get them all down real quick. And let's get two of them hooked real quick. And you see, I showed no mercy this game. But even though I did a extremely good performance number-wise with the two fresh captures and the two Sable Candies I'm gonna get, I still have a little bit of bitterness. Like I said, a little bit of bitterness in my head, since the Oni game I get frankly outplayed, and this time I got to do some dirty tactics by guarding the hook survivor, and I'm carrying that to this game with the Vecna 2.0. I was good with him at release, and I was feeling kind of confident since I did really good last game, and Vecna has some of the best perks. But as you can see, there's 2 gens done already after anything interesting happens on my side. I haven't gotten a single injury. My first World Breaker timer ran out before I get my first injury with an M1 attack. And since I'm carrying that experience with the Oni game, still 2 games later, like I said, most of these games are recorded on the same gaming session. I'm doing a lot of mistakes with my power. I'm getting very impatient. I'm resorting to just my M1s as a 4.4 killer, which is not ideal. I get my first down 3 gens in, and most of my perks need for me to get a hook to get online. As you can see, I just turned back the clock that time. I can see that the farthest gen has the most progress, and I have good things going for me. The hook is right in the middle of the gens. I know where every survivor is, but as you can see, I'm just doing abysmal plays. The stress is getting to me. I see the Nancy, and it's in a really open spot, and I still miss my attack. Like, there's no way she could have dodged that way. But Nancy is my win condition, and since I already know my game is going south, I haven't done much the first minutes of the game. I'm getting kind of nervous and making some dumb mistakes. Here I drop chase with the Nancy. She's already healed. Just to go back to the unhook and try to keep some of the pressure I very hardly got in the beginning of the game, but I've not done anything with my power yet, so I'm pretty much like injury wise, progress wise in hook stages. I'm pretty much playing as a 4.4 M1 killer, which is like a direct nerf because my power hasn't done anything. I mean, the most it's done is that you can see survivors are working on the clock, so that's kind of slowing gens down, and I get this kind of mobility. I'm chasing the Jill on a dead zone, and luckily I find the Nancy's charms in the hill. So I decided to, you know what, if this game is going south already, might as well just follow the Nancy so that I can make something happen. Maybe in case I just get one kill, let it be the Nancy. But as you can see, she's being a little fearless here. So it seems to me like we're having a bit of a lore accurate Nancy. I mean, she's wearing the badass Nancy skin, you know, one that she uses in the show to kick some ass. So this might be lore accurate. I'm not really sure what happened to Vecna in the last season of Stranger Things. I didn't get to see that. And here I get the down, undeservedly again, in the last few seconds of the World Breaker event. So Nancy's on hook. She's in the middle of the three gens that remain. So position-wise, it's not that bad of a thing. And here something good happens because Nancy is playing a little cocky, and far from tilting me, this gives me like a bit of breathing room. And I appreciate she's playing this misplaced because I get an earlier down, earlier than I should have gotten it. So that kind of makes me a little bit more confident in the game. I'm guarding the unhook, finding this Jill, but she's taking me away from both the hook and the gen, so I decided to just go for the M1. And I'm thinking, okay, they're all injured. If I go back to the unhook, maybe I can catch them on guard. Here I see the Sable is not running away, so that makes me pretty sure she has the S. And I mean, I'm not the best killer player out there, but I'm not new. I know that's what she was trying to do. So the Kate was working on that far gen, but I ended up coming back to the pickup, trying to get two survivors for one. But this is the game losing play coming for the survivors for me. Most of the games have just been me making mistakes, me not playing optimally, but Nancy picking up the Sable with We're Gonna Live Forever just end up tilting me back to the other side of the scale. Just as soon as I was getting a bit confident after the Sable plays, that just ends up taking me over the edge. So they finished last gen. I've got 3 hook stages so far. I actually lose the Nancy, and the Sable is offering she's going to use Dead Hard on me, but she forgot she was already deep wounded from the We're Gonna Live Forever play, and I end up hooking her in the middle of the map. I follow a Jill till the end of one exit gate, and I activate World Breaker event, so I get back to the unhook. I know either the Kate or the Nancy will be there, but I end up finding the Sable instead, and I'm thinking I have World Breaker. If I get the Sable down real quick, they might go for an altruistic play, even though Nancy is my priority. But I end up dropping Chase with Sable. I mean, like I said, I'm just struggling to keep the pressure going, if I could say it some way. I'm just drawing my power just to draw it into the air. I'm not really positioning myself the best ways. And you can see that the nervous are getting to me because normally I don't respect pallets. And I ended up respecting that one and ends up costing me. I don't even win the mind game on the Nancy. And I'm trying to get an M1 here, but they end up body blocking me. And I lose the Nancy for a bit, so I'm thinking maybe the exit gate is not completely open. Of course it is. And if Wall Breaker didn't end in the last second, I might have gotten the Kate down and maybe hook her and trying to keep him around. And here the Sable is getting a little overconfident towards the end. Her hubris is end up costing her because I get in front of her, hitting me in the face, and she ends up backflipping, so she doesn't get out on time. And I mean, that's a humble lesson for me because I got this last Sable candy thanks to a survivor mistake and not because of some play I did. Most of the match I played like garbage. And it's tough to say it, but that's actually the truth. And like I said, I was good with Vecna when it first released, but I need to come to the realization that a lot has happened since he released. Like survivors got more acclimated to him. some counterplay has been developed, and I'm thinking that if I want to succeed in this challenge, I need to keep it together for the next games. I can't keep making the past mistakes carry on to next games, at least not the frustration. And overall, I did average this episode, so hopefully I can untilt on the next one. Bye.